So today we're diving into something pretty special. It's a unique digital project that's all about the work, the thinking, and the teaching style of the late Daniel P. Brown, a true master who brought together psychology, meditation, and ancient wisdom in a way nobody else really has. And that really begs a huge question, right? How on earth do you capture a lifetime of work, especially one that's so deep and so varied? Well, this project is one person's incredible attempt to answer that very question. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with why this project even exists. Then we'll get into what this series is, and just as importantly, what it isn't. We'll also look at the sources behind it all and get real about its imperfections.
All right, let's start with the big question. What's the core mission here? What's the why behind this whole thing? Now, the first thing to get, and this is absolutely crucial, is that this is not a commercial enterprise. It's a personal, private exercise. It really comes from a place of wanting to honor the life and legacy of Dan Brown. It's all about sharing his knowledge, not making a profit.
What made Dan Brown's work so incredible was how he blended these three totally distinct fields. You have Western psychotherapy, you have his expertise as a meditation teacher, and then his groundbreaking translations of Tibetan Bön Buddhist texts. This project really tries to shine a light on that amazing synthesis.
So what can you actually expect from this series? Let's get clear on what this project is really aiming to be for you.
The creator calls it a digital synthesis project. I know, it sounds a little formal, but what it really means is a series of explainers, kind of like this one, that give you a high-level tour of Dan Brown's entire system, how he thought and how he taught.
And here's the cool part. This isn't just for people who already know Dan Brown's work. If you're new to all this, it's actually a fantastic introduction to some huge spiritual topics. You know, like what awakening is all about and how meditation really works.
Now, to really get what this is, we got to talk about what it isn't. And honestly, this is just as important for setting the right expectations. Think of it this way. What you're getting here is an interpretation, not some official practice document. It's a high-level overview, not a super deep dive on any one topic. And most of all, it's an introduction to his work, not the final, authoritative word on it. It's the starting point, not the destination.
So, where did all this information come from? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the blueprint that was used to build this whole interpretation.
You know, the material here has been pulled together from a whole range of places. It draws on public stuff you can find, like his books and talks on YouTube, but it also weaves in private retreat notes and input from other people, which gives it a much fuller picture.
And the real backbone of this project, the foundational texts, are his major works. We're talking about heavy hitters like Pointing Out the Great Way, The Elephant Path, and of course the massive 3-volume set Cloudless Mind. These are really central to everything.
Now, this is something I really respect about this project. The creator is super upfront and honest about its imperfections, and that commitment to transparency is, I think, one of its greatest strengths. Right off the bat, they're totally open about the tools they used. This series was put together with help from artificial intelligence, specifically Google's Notepad LM, which helped generate the basic frameworks for these explainers.
And this really gets to the heart of their honesty. The creator puts it plainly, saying, I do not claim that they are 100% perfect. Some of the videos may contain slight imprecisions or a wrong focus. That kind of intellectual honesty is just fantastic. And they don't just stop there. They actually point out the kinds of little hiccups you might find. For example, some quotes might be slightly rephrased for clarity, a few details might not be exactly right, and sometimes the language might not capture the full nuance, like the difference between thinking about something and a real shift in consciousness. So, if all of this gets you excited and you're thinking, okay, where do I start with the real deal? Well, the creator has a solid recommendation for you. Dive into the 3 volumes of Cloudless Mind. That's your best entry point. I think this quote just sums it all up perfectly. Think of this project as a doorway to the teachings, not the destination itself. It's an invitation, a way in, so you can start exploring this vast territory on your own. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. This entire digital synthesis is an act of honor. It's an effort to make the profound and truly unrepeatable work of Daniel P. Brown accessible, so that his incredible legacy can keep inspiring people for years to come.